As some of you can see from my uploads, I'm a fan of Gravity Falls. I have a playlist of Gravity Falls memes, and I'm currently doing a How I'd Write based on a Gravity Falls sequel. However, I haven't done a video talking about the series. I decided to change that by doing a video on a topic related to one of my favorite characters. As you can tell from the title, this video is about Pacifica. Pacifica Northwest is one of the most developed characters in the series. Initially, she was a rival to Mabel. However, she became a fan favorite, with some saying she should have been in more episodes. Despite this, some people are confused about why Pacifica is popular. Don't get the wrong idea. Pacifica was unlikable when she first appeared. She constantly insulted Mabel when they would cross paths, and she did the same to Dipper and Mabel's friends Candy and Grenda. So how exactly does a character like that become popular? Well, I have a theory about that. Pacifica Northwest is a tsundere. The tsundere trope is one of my favorites in anime, and many of my favorite characters are tsunderes, such as Taiga from Toradora. So while it's an anime trope, can it be used to describe Pacifica? And if so, why would fans like her for that? Before we get into that, we have to answer one thing. What is a tsundere? The term tsundere comes from the Japanese words tsun and deri. Tsun refers to someone acting cold or harsh to someone else. Deri refers to someone becoming lovey-dovey. To put it bluntly, a tsundere is someone that comes off as mean when you first meet them, but becomes more friendlier as time goes on. They can also become a love interest for the main character, like Taiga and Toradora falling in love with Ryuji. By the way, I did a review of Toradora, please check that out. Before we go much further in this video, there is one important rule when discussing tsunderes. This rule comes from one of my favorite YouTubers, Giguk, in his video, The Top Anime Guide to Tsunderes, where he said,
Rule number 1. Tsunderes are not bitches. They're misunderstood.
Fun fact, according to his video, both Buddha and Confucius said that. Anyways, remember that as this video goes along. The quote, not that Buddha and Confucius said that. So let's start with Pacifica's introduction to the series. Pacifica made her first appearance in episode 7 of season 1, Double Dipper. Right off the bat, we get the impression Pacifica is not a likable person. Not only does she demand Zeus give her the party crown, but she also does this right after.
Honestly, who's gonna compete against me? Fork girl? Lizard lady?
Yeah, I get the feeling Pacifica isn't a nice person. We get told that she's rich and the most popular girl in town. We also see as the episode and the series go on, she constantly insults Mabel.
I'm Mabel.
That sounds like a fat old lady's name. Wow, you really are a sad, dumb little girl. Nice top hat, by the way. Oh, look, Mabel here found her real twin.
Well, if it isn't the Pines family. Fat, old, lame, braces.
Ah, took you long enough. And watch the earrings. They're worth more than your house.
So I'd say the first part of the tsundere trope is easy to see. Like most tsunderes we meet, they start a similar way. They come off as unlikable for what seems to be no reason. If there was one thing against her, Pacifica is tamer in comparison to other tsunderes. Take Taiga for example after she meets Ryuji in the first episode of Toradora.
なるほど。手乗りたい。なんだよ。ぴったりじゃねえか。
So if you're new to this trope, you're probably asking why this trope is popular in the first place. After all, they do seem like abusive brats with how they treat others. Well, remember that rule I told you to remember?
Rule number 1. Tsunderes are not bitches. They're misunderstood.
A well-written tsundere isn't mean just for the sake of being mean. Something made them that way, which is one of the reasons I love tsunderes. I wanted to know what made them this way. Again, let's look at Taiga as an example. We learn later on that Taiga's parents got a divorce when she was younger, and she went to live with her father. However, Taiga didn't get along with her stepmother, and eventually asked her father to let her move out. He agreed and bought her an apartment she could stay in by herself. You may think Taiga loved this and she got to be alone, but it had the opposite effect on her because her father instantly agreed to it. He didn't put his foot down to stop her or try to talk her out of this. He pretty much said, okay, see you later. I'm not a psychologist, but I'm pretty sure it would mess with any kid's head to feel like your dad chose someone else over you. And before someone says, oh, that's just how Taiga views the situation, her dad shows up and says he wants to be part of her life again. Then he gets cold feet and leaves without saying anything. Instead, he wants Ryuji to tell her after Ryuji convinced Taiga to give him another chance in the first place. If I sound angry during this, I apologize. I also had a dad that was a piece of crap and made it obvious he didn't want anything to do with me. My point is, I can understand why someone like Taiga would end up that way after feeling like her own family wanted nothing to do with her. So now that leads to the next question. Why is Pacifica the way she is? We get that answer in Season 2. In the episode Northwest Mansion Mystery, Pacifica hires Dipper to exorcise a ghost haunting her mansion. Pacifica needs him to do this because her parents are having a party and want to look good for their guests. At the beginning of the episode, we see how much they want to look good for their guests.
What did I tell you about that dress? The theme is seafoam green, not lake foam green. Go change!
But I kind of like it.
Mind your mother, Pacifica.
But... Yes, Father.
To be fair, the show teases during Gulf War. However, it's more played off as a joke in that episode.
Now remember, Pacifica, winning is everything.
Oh, and also looks. Winning and looks.
As you can tell, Northwest Mansion Mystery presents it more seriously. Instead of playing it as a joke, the series shows Pacifica's parents as control freaks. Everything has to be perfect for them. By extension, Pacifica has to be perfect as well. No matter how small, they want everything done a certain way, and doing it any other way is wrong. Keep in mind that I'm not saying this excuses Pacifica for anything she did wrong. She was in the wrong for bullying Mabel and her friends. I will not make excuses for it. However, this did show that Pacifica's actions did come from somewhere, and she wasn't born to be evil. Like any of us, things outside her control shaped who she became. When you first see Pacifica, you think she's a cocky rich girl stereotype. When the series gives you an episode that gives her more of a spotlight, you see someone who had to be perfect, otherwise she'd be a failure. Yes, she wouldn't be a failure if she wasn't perfect. However, anyone saying that is viewing this as someone outside looking in. To understand why this is important to Pacifica, you must put yourself in her shoes. If you're the daughter of a wealthy family that prides itself on its name, and they make it clear your whole life that you have to be perfect, otherwise it will make your entire family look bad, how would you feel? Luckily, Pacifica saw the truth behind her family name and realized it was time someone brought some honor to it.
Tingly, tingly! Is this bell broken?
Our family name is broken, and I'm gonna fix it. Get it?
When I started this video, I wanted to answer why Pacifica was likable. It also helped me answer why Tsunderes are also likable. I don't know if the writers sat in a room and said Pacifica would be a tsundere. However, they didn't just make her a stereotypical rich girl. I think Pacifica was popular after she first debuted because many fans were curious why she was like this. I've heard that Hirsch was shocked at how popular she got, and he took advantage of that by having her appear more throughout the series. Whether directly or not, Pacifica showed that, like all good tsunderes, they're misunderstood. You might hate them when you first meet them, but you'll feel bad for them as you get to know them more. The last thing I want to say about this is another thing from Giguk's video. Near the end, he talks about how it's all worth it for that blush.
See, if you get past all that, if you can finally break down that tough, harsh exterior to see the boner-inducing satisfaction of that blush that shows that they really do care about you, no matter how much they deny it. See, this fucking guy knows. Just remember that it was all worth it in the first place.
Pacifica also has this moment, and I don't care what you say. It's adorable.
We did it! Can I pay you to pretend that never happened?
I know they didn't show her blushing during that, but it's still cute. It proves my point. Now, I turn the conversation to all of you. Do you think Pacifica is a tsundere? Has my video convinced you that she's a likable character? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to see more content like this in the future. Also, if you want to know more about tsunderes, check out Giguk's whole video. The link will be in the description. I'm Marcus Strange. Stay safe. Stay strange.